Hey guys, welcome back. First of all, thank you so much for watching this video and also for subscribing to my channel, and thanks a lot for all the love that you guys showered on my previous video. I absolutely love reading your comments and what your views were on that topic. So in a month, India is going to celebrate Independence Day, and I already have a special video scheduled for that day. But until then, every week I'm going to upload a new book recommendation videos genre wise written by Indian authors. So if you still haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please do. Well, books based on partition period, obviously, but it will be fiction, non-fiction, short stories, biographies, autobiographies, memoirs, travelologies, literally every genre, so that you can pick a book for yourself based on your preferences. None of the narratives in any of these books will be repeating. Every book has a different theme altogether, but it all talks about the partition period. I'm going to talk a little bit about why we need to read these books and why is it important to know about our history, but if you want to skip this part, you can directly jump to this point where I'll be recommending you books. Long before the partition took place, people from all religion coexisted peacefully as friends, neighbors, business partners, but until the partition. Once the partition was done, once that dreadful event happened, friends became enemies, neighbors became betrayers. The partition affected the rich and the poor. People were forced to give up on all their belongings and move to a land that would be their new home because of their religion they were born into. Some stayed, but at their own risk. These people, these brave people, stood tall and built their lives from scratch, from nothingness. The partition of India was undoubtedly one of the most dreadful times in the recent Indian history. It was a disastrous move which ruined the future relations of India and Pakistan. It was so horrible that even after 72 years and more, when we celebrate our Independence Day, we think about the partition first and then about the British riddance. We were ruled by the Britishers for 200 years, and when it was finally ending, it ended with more tears, with more violence and hatred than it being otherwise. What do you think that led to this step that we got separated? Who proposed the idea? Why did this day, which should have been celebrated as being free and democratic, got mixed up with bad blood with our neighbors? Now we all know that who is Gandhi, Nehru and the entire clan who was involved in this. But do you know who is Churchill or Mountbatten? What we were taught in school is not even 30% of this entire Indian independence history. There is a lot to it. This event led to thousands of killings as it created an environment of suspicion and mistrust. It was a complete failure on the part of both the leaders of India and Pakistan, which was badly executed and completely backed by the British. This is why it becomes very important to learn about our history. I believe that we cannot progress until we aren't aware about where we goofed up, the past, the roots, the evolution and the entire process. The partition of 1947 inspired many writers and it still continues to do so. So here are 10 books by Indian authors which will help you time travel to the past when this dreadful event took place. The first book that I'm going to recommend you guys is to read Train to Pakistan by Khushwant Singh. Now, even if you aren't an avid reader, you could still pick this book up. It is only 180 pages long and was published back in 1956. This book talks about various religious practices happening in this fictional village on the border of India and Pakistan. In this book, you will read about the partition in a very non-traditional way and from a different perspective. I still remember when I was reading the last page of the book, I was completely overwhelmed, I was crying. And this book still tops my list of the top 10 books I've ever read. It all starts when a train full of dead bodies arrives this village, when the riots and the strikes are already reaching its highs and the internal disagreements. And amongst this, there is this underlying love stories which goes well beyond all the religion and this partition mess. So this is a perfect book if you are looking for something more than just the social political scenario behind the partition. I also had uploaded a detailed review video about this book almost a year ago. I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. To read this book, you need to know who these two people are. First one is Churchill and the second one is Mountbatten. Churchill was the Prime Minister of Britain between 1940 and 1945. He never wanted India to be independent. He had expressed his disgust time and again publicly and privately. His attitude towards India was quite extreme and he hated Indians, mainly because he knew that India couldn't be held for very long. His attitude towards Indians may be summed in his own words, quote, "I hate Indians. They are beastly people with a beastly religion." All in all, Churchill was far more damaging to India and to Indians. His effect on India was the painful death of many civilians and the Holocaust of partition. This could have been averted given Churchill would have negotiated for a logical withdrawal of British well in advance. The second person, Mountbatten. Given the British government's recommendation to grant independence quickly, Mountbatten concluded that a united India was an unachievable goal and resigned himself to plan for partition, creating the independent nations of India and Pakistan. His record is seen as very mixed. One common view is that he hastened the independence process unduly and recklessly, foreseeing vast disruptions and loss of life and not wanting this to occur on the British watch, but thereby actually helping it to occur, especially in Punjab and Bengal. Now that you know who these two people are, this book, The Untold Story of India's Partition by Narendra Singh Sarela, becomes a very important book. The author of this book himself was the personal secretary of Mountbatten. He is the eyewitness to these events which unfolded and eventually shaped the history and geography of ours and our neighbors. This book is completely factual and unbiased, and it talks about all those events and facts which are hardly known to anyone. The descriptions are really detailed, and thus it could be a little overwhelming and a heavy read, but it gives you a totally different viewpoint about everything that went back in 1947 and its recent history. It threw light on many aspects surrounding Indian independence history, like USA's pressure on UK to grant India independence, or the carelessness of some of our leaders while dealing with Britishers, and many such things. How about reading about real partition stories which are tangible? You could actually touch them and feel the emotions and the pain that that object carries. The next book which I'm going to recommend you guys is Remnants of Separation by Aanchal Malhotra. Now, this book is completely different and unique from the rest. The book is narrated through material memories recently published in 2018. It is an attempt to revisit the partition through the objects that the refugees carried when they crossed the borders. Their heirlooms, or the gifts which the lovers smuggled before they parted their ways. These belongings carry the memory of time and place for generations. They speak about their owners' past, their struggle, sacrifice, and their pain. Every chapter, every story in this book is perfectly sized and is very captivating. I can only imagine what kind of research might have gone through behind writing and publishing this book. It is a complete masterpiece. It is 400 pages long, and this is the debut book by Aanchal Malhotra, and this book is going to make you cry and leave you heavy-hearted. Before India parted its land, we were ruled by the Britishers. Our past generations were oppressed by their rules. But now that we are free, there are many Indian origins who are now British residents. What do you think did the partition of India and Pakistan did to them? That is what our next book is going to be about. Partition Voices by Kavita Puri. When Kavita Puri's father finally spoke about their family history, she went out to seek such stories about South Asians who were once subject to British Raj but have now left India or Pakistan to live their new lives in Britain. Their stories collectively offer a window about the British South Asian experience, and it also talks about why Britain looks the way it does. It is a mix of history, biography, and a contemporary reportage of the Asian history. We have all been very ignorant about the British's part in the partition. We need to read and learn more about it. I'm going to talk about one such book in this video ahead, but for now, let's talk about this book. Partition Voices is a record of series of all those first-hand testimonies which reveals the partition legacy in Britain today. It is an attempt to preserve those stories. This breathtaking book of human experience is full of stories of friendship and families who parted their ways. It is about all those extraordinary journeys and the daring rescue missions full of pain, loss, and grievings. To read this book, you need to know who is Cyril Ratcliffe. He is the very person who was sent to New Delhi and given 5 weeks to draw on a map of the subcontinent 2 zigzag lines that would decide the future of 1/5 of the human race. Enough and more has been written about the horrors of the partition, but what about those people who actually live on the land through which these lines run? The same curiosity led Vishwanath Ghosh, the writer of this book, along a journey on the Ratcliffe line to examine firsthand life on the border. Recording his experience and encounters, Gazing at Neighbours is a narrative of historical stock-taking as well as travel. He follows his own unique method to choose the places to visit based on historical and geographical significance, or Googling them extensively, or engaging into long chats with whom he may come across. The result is a highly readable combination of travelogue, history, and social commentary. This is yet another beautiful and an inspiring book which talks about these 21 individuals who despite partition went ahead achieving great things in life. These personal stories gives us great insight of the partition. The writer and the curator of this book, Malika Ahluwalia, is the CEO and the co-founder of the world's first partition museum, which opened at Town Hall, Amritsar in August 2017. She lives. This debut fiction book is about these two women, Roop and Satya, the two wives of Sardarji Singh. He is a wealthy Sikh landowner and also works as an engineer for the British Indian government. Through the lives of these two women, the struggles of Sikh to remain in their homeland in Punjab is beautifully narrated. The battles between Roop and Satya, as well as Punjab's journey to being split in 1947 into Pakistan and India, are both very compelling. It goes without saying that this book is full of grief. I learned a lot about the Punjabi culture in this story. The book is almost 630 pages long, which could be a little overwhelming, but is an absolutely smooth read. This 270 pages long book is a heartbreaking collection of stories from North India back in 1947. This book has this one story about a reader who comes back home across the border and finds his books intact amongst the strangers who had guarded it from being destroyed. These strangers do not know who he is, but yet they valued his work. There also is this one story about a dog who gives up his life to save his human friends. Overall, this book is a very overwhelming book full of heartbreaking and emotional stories. This book, Midnight Children by Salman Rushdie, is a transition from British rule to India's independence to the partition of India and Pakistan. This book is considered as a post-colonial, post-modern and a magical realist literature. This book is 650 pages long and is absolutely gripping. It gives you a background about the partition of India and Pakistan and the cowardly retreat of the Britishers. I found this book fast-paced and really well written. If you haven't read Rushdie yet, then I would say that this would be a perfect book for you to start. This book explores the fault lines of the partition. A woman is trapped on the wrong side of the border. A soldier finds the love of his life but is powerless to act on it. This book is a collection of short stories caught in the world of shifting borders. I believe that the haunting emotions in this book will help us become better humans for one another. The book does not only deals with history but also its effect on people who crosses borders and generations. Those were a few books I wanted to recommend you guys. I tried my best to include all the genres so that you could find it easier to pick one book for yourself to start with. To be honest, after reading this book, I was so thankful that I wasn't born back in that partition time period. It must have been so horrible. Not that the times that we live in are all flowery and all, but nothing could compare to those horrible partition holocaust. I think all of this was so horribly managed and hastily decided that we still somewhere are paying our debts for all the lives lost. That's it for today. I really hope that this video was helpful for you. There are links in the description in case you want to check out any of these books or want to buy any of them. I will be back with another video next week, so make sure that you subscribe and keep reading until then.